Everybody wish Sauce, the official boss, happy birthday, man. Let's go. Let's see it in the timeline. I like to wish Sauce.
Sauce the boss.
I like to wish Sauce the boss a happy birthday. I like to give a big shout out to Ashley Gordon. I see somebody say Ashley Gordon. Charlie Fields. I like how that sound, yo. I like to give a big happy birthday to Sauce the Boss. Feel like we in the rooftop or something, you know what I mean? I like to give a big shout out to Benny Chapo, the official capo. Shout out to Sauce the Boss, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope
You don't
this day
quit
was
the
special.
short shit. Yeah. Break of dawn. Call me Megatron Ron or Teflon Don. Hey, drop bombs on them. I like to give a big shout out to Boyce Roseboro. His choice been thorough. I like to say, hey girl, to J girl.
Wow, look at all the birthday wishes. It's Friday night and he's watching us on his birthday.
Friday night. He could be anywhere in the world. He's watching us.
About you, and it's no one else like you is what they're getting. Positive vibes only. Shout out to King Saul's boss in the build about you, and it's no one else like you is what they're getting. Positive vibes only. Shout out to King Saul's boss in the build about you, and it's no one else like you is what they're getting. Positive vibes only. Shout out to King Saul's boss in the build about you, and it's no one.
He was successful in digging it out of the mud and essentially saving its life, but when he finally saw what it looked like, he panicked, left the area, and quit his job. That doesn't add up now, does it? Many people who saw the clip you're seeing stated that the creature had to be something paranormal or otherworldly. While many in the community tried to find the creature's true origins, there were some who were quick to point out that the creature looked like a deer and that the story was most likely fake. This led to an all-out virtual war in the comment section, with some claiming that this was legit and others stating it was false. We may not be able to end the war, but maybe we can come to a conclusion amongst ourselves. Personally, I'm convinced this is nothing but a deer, but I'd want to hear your thoughts on this so we can close this chapter and move on to something else. What do you say? Next, we moved to Washington, D.C., where strange loud booms were heard. Ooh, God. With all the alien stuff going on and Washington, D.C. being the seat of government, some have stated this was a statement by aliens. You know, the popular alien catchphrase, "Take me to your leader." Yeah, some think the aliens are making a statement by doing this. While that sounds interesting, I have a feeling that this might just be supersonic jets moving within the area if the clip and audio are true. I mean, why would they decide to scare our leaders with loud sounds? Earplugs have been a thing for many decades. Anyway, that's just my take. What's yours? Also, do any of you live around Washington, D.C.? Can you confirm hearing strange loud noises in the sky? Please respond in the comment section so we can pass judgment on this one.
So it would implant synthetic memories of a crime from the victim's perspective into a criminal's brain.
So I'm not sure how to feel about this next one, but here we go. Cognify is something you don't hear about on the news, but people are definitely talking. It's said to be an experimental prison system that doesn't use guards at all. Instead, AI monitors inmates' brain activity in real time. If someone starts having a dangerous thought or a sudden emotional spike, the system steps in and shuts it down before anything actually happens. But it doesn't stop there. Cognify is reportedly designed to make criminals feel exactly what their victims felt. A thief might experience the fear and violation of being robbed. A rapist is forced to feel the terror and helplessness of their own crime. A murderer relives the pain and panic of dying. Supporters say this kind of tech could change everything. If you can rewire someone's brain to fully understand the damage they've done, maybe you don't need years of jail time. Maybe you can reduce rehab time to days or even hours. But not everyone is buying it. Critics say it's crossing a terrifying line, that it's not rehabilitation, it's mental torture. And here's the strangest part. There are no public records of any of this. No official documents, no confirmation, nothing. Just rumors, strange disappearances, and the growing suspicion that this isn't science fiction. It's already happening somewhere we can't see. There's no evidence to back this up, but we hear whispers of it in the community and thought to share it. Maybe you guys also know something you wouldn't mind sharing.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients instead of spending years in an actual prison cell.
Imagine going over your CCTV cam footage for the previous night and seeing this. That's not a sign anyone would want to see unless you're some sort of ghostbuster or paranormal enthusiast, if you know what I mean. The individual whose camera system recorded this stated that he'd not had any strange encounters at home. His life was completely normal. Seeing this therefore spooked him, which caused him to upload it online seeking answers. Almost everyone who saw it believed the smoke-like figure or entity moving in the clip was some sort of ghost. What they couldn't, however, agree on was why the ghost was moving around the property. Some felt it was because it belonged to someone who lost their lives on the property, whereas others felt it was definitely evil spirits at work. Personally, it's hard to give my verdict without additional information, but what do you guys think?
Whoa.
This video has been circulating in the paranormal community for some days now, and I must say it's gorgeous. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know how much we appreciate clips that are blurred, and this one is one of those rare qualities we like. Now, I digressed. What exactly is this clip about? Well, we don't know. The clip captured something in the sky that was already seen on the same day from different states like Texas and Arizona.
No, sí es Omni, aquí se puede ver en el teléfono, claro.
Many who saw it thought it was a SpaceX launch, and I must say that explanation has become the norm for clips like this. Even though many quickly accepted the explanation, there were a skeptical few who believed there was more going on than the government is covering. According to them, this was nothing but a spaceship moving within our atmosphere. Some even stated they lived far away from any SpaceX center and also saw it vividly as though it had been launched in their hometown. It's just been a cocktail of opinions and experiences, and while they all sound interesting, not all can be true. There's only one truth and reality. Can you help us define which of these options it is?
De acá se ve mejor, ven.
Que venga hasta acá, panino.
Te lo estás perdiendo, suyita.
Hate this ad? Here's how to block them for good. First, you're gonna click this video, and then you're gonna go download Pi.
You know how we always talk about Bigfoot and other paranormal beings patrolling the woods? Well, it turns out Bigfoot might not be the only thing or person about. Yeah, that just happened. Imagine if he didn't see it. Not sure why, but someone had actually set up this booby trap on the trail. Bigfoots, skinwalkers, and other paranormal beings are known for many things, but booby traps aren't some of them. This definitely has to be human, but why? We can't say for sure. Some in the community think the biker may have gone through the trail of private property and that the owner likely did this as a means to discourage bikers from using his trail. Even if that were the case, well, this is too much. Some in the community are, however, skeptical. They feel this was all staged to make a viral video. While that makes a lot of sense, not many are buying into it. Personally, I hope that's the case, but this isn't the first time we're seeing this. Hopefully, it's the last. If you're wondering what's on here, well, you aren't alone. I watched this over and over and over and became a little sad. Now, I'm the last person who will judge people for their life choices as long as it doesn't hurt them or others, but this hurt me, and I'm sure it's hurting them too. So this is a training shelter for humans who identify as dogs. In fact, what you're seeing is an obedience competition being carried out for these humans who identify as dogs. I know we all sometimes wish we were something or someone else, but come on. We have to come back to reality and do our best to make the best of the cards we've been dealt. This feels like running away from reality, and it doesn't help anyone, especially those being encouraged to do this. I feel society may be headed for a rough time if we don't correct these. Well, maybe I'm the one that has it all wrong, but what do you guys think about this?
I wonder if they like dogging. Do you think we screwed the pooch on this one? Are we barking mad? I could go on.
It all started a few years ago when some friends took the image you see on your screen. They were visiting a buddy's trailer in Pennsylvania for the Slovenian Festival, a fun weekend, not the ordinary. But while they were there, someone brought up an all-tragic story. A little girl had drowned in the river nearby years ago. Most of them didn't think much of it at the time, just a sad local tale. Later that day, one of them took a quick Snapchat while the others were posing for the camera. They swore there was no one behind them. The spot was empty, clear as day. But when they looked at the photograph again, there was someone standing there. Someone they hadn't seen. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. As it is with clips like this, they freaked out and shared the footage online, and that's where many theories came in. Many agreed it could be the spirit of the girl that had died. Some felt it was all staged, but I don't know. I really want to believe this is legit. Maybe that might be making me biased, so please let me know what you think. To our attention by a Bigfoot in on this page. According to him, he was scrolling through Instagram when he saw this clip. A Bigfoot sitting on a tree. The person who had uploaded it stated it was something he had seen while exploring the woods and wanted people's opinions on it. Many in the comments were convinced this was the real deal, but some too human-like to be a Bigfoot. To them, it felt like this was nothing more than a human in a costume posing as Bigfoot on top of the tree. Some even went ahead to mock the whole thing, stating that if he fell, the suit would give them some protection. When you think about it, this being fake is a possibility, but if that is really the case, it's hard to say. What are your thoughts? Without me saying anything, what do you think is coming up those stairs? If you said a pet, it would be understandable, but you would also be wrong. The person who recorded this clip doesn't have any pets, so what came up those stairs? Well, she doesn't know, which is why she uploaded the clip. She was suspecting something otherworldly was in her home, but there were no other signs to suggest or confirm this beyond the clip you just watched. This is why she uploaded this clip on a paranormal page in the first place, hoping someone would give her answers. It was in the same paranormal group that she was advised to go to the police and that she might have an intruder in her home. Thinking about it, that's the most logical response. Some also felt that wouldn't amount to anything because, well, she's probably dealing with a skinwalker. If I were her, however, after reporting it to the police, I would have put in measures to catch whatever that is, be it human or paranormal. But let's just say that was indeed a skinwalker. How do you think she would have dealt with it?
Is that a bear? It's not moving. What is that? What is it? Oh. Yeah, this just really doesn't feel right. Oh my God, did I catch that on camera? No, I saw that. I know. Okay, I'm leaving.
This clip is a tad unusual. We're introduced to a lady filming what appears to be a mass on a tree. In the clip, we can hear her panicking because, well, she's not sure what she's looking at. She keeps filming, and at one point we see her turn around and run, probably because she feels she saw the mass moving. Personally, I didn't see it move, but some think it's a juvenile Bigfoot pretending to be an inanimate object. I've looked at the object several times, and I do see the semblance they're referring to. However, people with more experience in the outdoors say it's just a fungus. Can any of you confirm that for us, and if possible, educate the rest of us who are afraid of the great outdoors? We'll be reading through the comment section.
What is it? Oh. Yeah, this just really doesn't feel. Oh my God, did I catch that on camera? No, I saw that. I know. Okay, I'm leaving.
Speaking of unusual, take a good look at this. It's a CCTV recording, but it shows something rather unusual and profound. A man was moving through the grocery store when he went by one particular shelf. Wait, there are shelves all around the place. I meant to say he went by the frozen yogurt or ice section. Yeah, that's it. Once he's gone past the whole section, some items fly off the cabinet or shelf depending on where you live. It's almost as though someone was throwing these objects at him, but that shouldn't be possible, right? Well, that's what you're seeing. This shocked those working in the shop, and they had to resort to reviewing the CCTV cam to make sure that they were seeing things right. After reviewing the clip several times, they confirmed that they'd actually seen these things happen as they did. What they couldn't confirm, however, is why it happened like that, or how it happened in the first place. Some think it was a ghost, perhaps the spirit of someone he'd annoyed, whereas others suspected it might be a poltergeist. There are some who also it could be sorcery. The theories are basically endless, but there are some who also feel there's got to be a logical explanation or the whole thing was staged. To be sincere, you can't fault that reasoning, but what do you guys think anyway?
Watch all of this over here.
This next one is a bit concerning and emotional. When you watch the clip, you can see a grandmother talking to someone, but only one in the room. The individual who shared this states that the woman in question is about 99 years old and doesn't remember much about the night. She, however, suspects that grandma may have been visited by her deceased grandson who wanted to comfort her. That's the only explanation she could come up with due to the nature of the experience and the kind of responses the grandma gave. This one feels a little above my pay grade because it all sounds so real, but has anyone ever experienced something like this? When I first saw this, my first thought was, Godzilla! Well, that sounds cool and all. We got one small problem. This guy isn't as large. So I tasked one of our new interns here to find out what this was. And well, you wouldn't believe what she came back with. It's an iguana. Can you imagine? Iguanas, especially marine iguanas found in the Galapagos Islands, are incredible swimmers, a rare trait amongst lizards. The one you're watching with black and white markings might be a iguana uses its long flattened tail like a rudder to glide through the water in a side-to-side motion almost like a serpent. The sharp claws help them grip on rocks underwater while they feed on algae, and they can hold their breath for up to 30 to 40 minutes. The black and white markings help them absorb heat quickly after a cold swim, letting them return to basking on lava rocks and keeping their body temperature stable. It's wild, like watching a mini dragon take a casual dip, wouldn't you agree?
Godzilla!
Imagine sitting in the public restroom and seeing something like this. Initially, I thought it was a spider, and then within a few seconds, it changed to an octopus-looking thing, and then it started to swim in the ground. I was about to call this one out for being AI until our intern asked me if I was not aware of the Malaysian floods from 2023 and how they brought aquatic creatures into people's homes. I've dealt with looking down on me for not knowing some real-world events, but the last thing I was expecting was to deal with it from an intern, but I'm a big guy. I'm no longer proud. I'm humble now. I listened to her and learned a lot. So Malaysia basically had a bad flood 2 years ago that caused many of the aquatic animals to go into people's homes. What you're seeing is just one of the clips from that flood incident. Since then, many have used this video to suggest something paranormal occurring, but it's basically just a clip of a baby octopus that found its way into someone's house. Who would have thought?
Berenang dek ikan dalam bilik kau.
But I'm a big guy. I'm no longer proud. I'm humble now.
If you've ever discovered something like this in a tree, what would be your honest reaction? Personally, I may be tempted to investigate the other trees and see if they also contain other valuable items. The man who discovered this one, however, chose to record the whole thing and upload it online, telling everyone possibly discovered the hideout of a leprechaun. At least that's the version of the story I heard. Leprechauns are tied to gold because, according to old Irish stories, they used to work as shoemakers for fairies, and apparently they got pretty well paid for it. Since they lived alone, they'd stash their gold in secret spots, usually deep in the forest or, as the legend goes, at the end of a rainbow. Over time, people started to say that if you got caught by a leprechaun, you could make him tell you where his treasure was. That's where the whole pot of gold thing comes from. It's a mix of hard work, mystery, and a little mischief. Classic leprechaun vibes. Interesting, right? But there are also animals out there who like to grab shiny things and hide them. Raccoons, squirrels, and ravens are all animals that like to hoard shiny object. You discovered one of those creatures' hidden stash. Honestly, I think that's what happened. But what do you guys also think? This is a clip.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify Point of Sale, the all-in-one POS solution built on the world's most powerful commerce platform. Whether you have one location or 1,000, Shopify.
This is a clip that's gone viral over the past few weeks because there's a demonic figure captured in it. The clip was originally recorded by an individual trying to sell his blinds, but as he pans his camera around, he ends up capturing a demonic figure hiding in the darkness. Many have tried to tell him to be careful and to see an exorcist. After watching the clip over and over, however, I don't think that'll be necessary. I feel like, and strong emphasis on feel, okay, yeah, I don't think that will be necessary. This looks like pareidolia at work. It's most likely the interaction between the light, darkness, and things in the room. It can make you feel like there's a demon out there. If you've woken up in the dark room, you know what I mean. But what do you think? Is there a demon there or not?
Con la luz, cierro la cortina y es como si fuera totalmente de noche. Totalmente oscuras.
Next, we got another photo shoot session that appears to have captured an uninvited guest. In the image, we see a family taking pictures with an unusual distance between them. If you were born before 2019, you'll know that they're observing the social distancing protocol. Anyway, I digress. They took a couple of pictures, and while selecting their favorites, they came across this strange figure in most of their pictures. If it wasn't already obvious, I'm referring to the bride in the middle. Yeah, there was no bride present at their photo shoot session. This person or being or ghost just showed up in their pictures and decided to make himself or herself at home. The family was spooked and uploaded the image online, soliciting opinions and views. Everyone had one thing to tell them, and it was that they'd encountered a ghost during their session. Another pointed out that this was a classic case of alternate universes colliding. According to that individual, there was a different plane of existence where someone was actually getting married, and that ended up getting mixed up with ours. In other words, the person at the wedding is also wondering why there is a strange family in the photograph. While that sounds interesting, there's no real way of proving it. Anyway, that's enough commentary from me. What do you guys also think? Next, we got this image that's got everyone talking. It shows what looks like a massive human-like handprint pressed into the rock face of White Mountain in Wyoming. And when we say massive, we mean seriously big, about 18 inches long. It honestly looks like someone or something with a giant hand just slammed into the stone and left a mark. People have been going back and forth about it for years. Some say it's just one of those weird natural things, like when clouds look like animals. Pareidolia, they call it. But others aren't so sure. There are folks who think it might be linked to ancient civilizations or old Native American legends about giants that once walked on the land. And then there are the ones who go even deeper, wondering if it's something not meant to be explained at all. Nobody really knows how it got there, but one thing is clear. This isn't just a regular rock formation. It feels like a clue, a message, maybe even a warning. And it's got a whole lot of people asking what else might be out there hidden within plain sight. Speaking of hiding in plain sight, what do you think this is? Not sure what prompted the individual recording to be doing so, but from the little we see of the footage, we see what appears to be a box hidden in an area where you wouldn't expect to see one. Someone in my team, however, pointed out that it looks more like a casket than it does a box. That might be true because when you zoom in a little, you notice that there's definitely something moving in it. We're unable to make out what it is, but from the little we can see, it's definitely not the kind of creature you would want in your home or dreams, for that matter. So, someone
Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Like this marketing team.
So, someone in the community tagged us in this post, made by a lady known as Spiritual Angie. In the video, advertising some clothes she was selling and letting everyone were vintage, and they could come around to have a look. I watched the clip till the end, but a later post from her states that there was actually a ghost in the video. She then slows down that part of the video, and we see across the screen. According to her, this is the ghost moving at super speed. I love paranormal stuff, but well, somehow I doubt that. I feel like it might have just been her hand moving across the camera, but hey, maybe you guys see better than I do. Care to share your opinion?
Hey guys, this is Spiritual Ghost Hunter Aggie. I'm in this amazing warehouse. And
someone sent me this clip asking if black people are keeping slaves now. Personally, I wanted to dodge this topic, but it's a story, and what we do here, we cover stories. Let's go. The woman on your screen was being arrested for bringing a lady to the UK to work as a slave for her. I know this sounds crazy, but it's modern-day slavery. There were no chains or shackles or plantations or anything of that sort. Yeah, I say a lot of ors, and it's intentional. It's just for emphasis. But now where was I? Oh yeah, modern-day slaves. She allegedly worked in Lydia's home in the UK without pay after being tricked to come with Lydia. She did all the household chores as she was expected of slaves until the issue got out. When it went out, Lydia Mugambi, which is her full name, was arrested. When the case went to court, she allegedly tried to intimidate the lady into dropping it, but it didn't work out, and she'll be in court again in May to know her final sentence. Funny, right? But before we go on, Indigenous black people have always had slaves that attended to them. This isn't new. It's something the rich and powerful do. For a bit of context, Lydia Mugambi is a High Court judge from Uganda who was in the UK to get her PhD from the University of Oxford. So while we may be in a different time, if the facts of the story are indeed true, then it's just the rich ruling over the poor once again.
I came here as a student. I don't need to work for me. I didn't come with her. She asked me because she has worked at my home before. She asked me.
Imagine walking into your kitchen and seeing Curry have a field day. The woman who recorded this clip is Japanese, and she couldn't believe her eyes when she walked into her kitchen and saw her crockery just doing what they liked. She got her husband or brother to come out to help, but there was nothing he could do. As he stood there, helplessly watching, the woman looked to her right and saw a figure that was not supposed to be there. She lets out a chilling scream, and the footage ends. When the clip made its way online, many were quick to point out the fact that it's almost likely a ghost. I mean, there's no other logical explanation, right? Other than the clip being staged. So the big question here is this truly legit? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Speaking of ghosts, this clip was uploaded by a lady who was home one evening getting ready for bed when she heard something rather unusual. It sounded like it was coming from a distance, but it still did sound like a galloping horse, which was strange, especially because, well, they had no horses around. She peers out of the window to take a look, and surely enough, the sound was there. The mystery, however, was there were no horses. She decided to wait because perhaps the horses were a distance away, but the sound drew closer till it was virtually at where she was, then passed her by. This was strange, as her street was the only main street there that had enough space for horses to pass by. As she sat there, confused, a thought hit her blood run cold. You just encountered your first paranormal experience. It was a ghost horse. That scared her. She quickly closed her windows and uploaded it online seeking answers. Personally, I feel she's already got all her answers and she just wants confirmation, but can any of you help her? While the world mourned the passing of Queen Elizabeth, there were some who noticed a few things that many of us missed. For instance, this clip.
Possible, and the fact that she's, as you can see,
The uploader had news recordings occurred live. During the service, she heard something that shook her. There was actually a voice other than that of the one reporting, and it said something along the lines of, "Death is irreversible, and the fact that she is trapped." It's at this moment that the presenter cuts in and the voice goes silent. Many who saw the upload stated that there was a voice similar to this Diana. This led to many theories. I have mine because, well, it's not every day you experience something like this, right? Anyway, what do you guys think is going on?
that death is irreversible, and the fact that she's, as you can see,
If you love to play pool but are
life,
oftentimes alone,
Sauce the
then this
Boss.
clip is...
It's his birthday. Everybody wish him happy birthday.
Oh, this is big right here, y'all. Everybody wish Sauce, the official boss, happy birthday, man. Let's go. Let's see it in the timeline. Huh? I like to wish Sauce.
Sauce the Boss.
I like to wish Sauce the Boss a happy birthday. I like to give a big shout to Ashley Gordon. I see somebody say Ashley Gordon. Charlie Fields. I like how that sound, yo. I like to give a big happy birthday to Sauce the Boss. I feel like we in the rooftop or something, you know what I mean? I like to give a big shout to Benny Chapo, the official capo. Shout to Sauce the Boss, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope
You
this
don't
day
quit
was
the short
special.
shit. Yeah. Break of dawn. Call me Megatron Ron or Teflon Don. Hey, drop bombs on them. I like to give a big shout out to Boy